Welcome back, everyone. The snow, ice, and cold weather all equal a greater risk for injuries. Dr. Erin Provence with University of Utah Healthcare is here in the sponsored interview to talk safety tips for kids in winter sports. I mean, what sports are we talking about here?
Yeah, when we think about winter sports for kids, we're thinking about skiing, of course, snowboarding here in Utah. I would add in there hockey, figure skating, sledding is another one.
Sledding is big, actually, right?
Yes, obviously, yes, very big. And everyone's putting up the best, one in the neighborhood and putting jumps in, and kids are flying through the air and getting hurt, of course. And that's what we're for, is to see them and take care of them.
Okay, so how can we prevent injuries to begin with?
Yeah, so if we're thinking about skiing and snowboarding, the most obvious one would be a helmet use, right? And making sure a kid has a proper fitting helmet, one that has a good chin strap. My kids, I have 3 kids at home, and they know I'm going to check their chin strap every morning before we go skiing. Having layers on, and so kids get either hot or cold quicker than we do it as adults, and so their thermoregulation can be a little different. So being able to add layers or take layers off through the day is really important. Making sure kids are staying well hydrated and fueled properly, making sure they're eating through the day. I think when it's cold out, we don't have a tendency to drink as much, right? If we're exercising in the heat and in the summer months, we obviously drink a lot more. But when we're skiing or snowboarding, we don't think about that. So making sure the kids are staying hydrated as well.
And moms and dads, a good reminder to say, hey, kids, remember to eat and drink. And why do you think when you're hungry or when you're cold, you're more prone to becoming injured?
Yeah, I think some of the concentration, right? And the kids in Utah, of course, are skiing really complicated runs and challenging runs. So if their focus is a little off, if their energy is a little off, they may have a big bad fall and go down through a mogul run or something like that. So it's important to keep them hydrated and fueled.
What types of injuries are you seeing at the hospital?
Yeah, good question. So skiing injuries for youth, and same thing with adults for skiing, typically it's a knee injury or a tibia fracture. So if we think about the ski boot, it's like having a cast on from here down, right? So it's
your
like having
knee is pretty vulnerable. Someone who knows, I broke my ACL.
Oh no.
Yeah,
yes.
During skiing, but it's important to know where you're vulnerable.
Yes, exactly. And so where that ski boot stops, just above that, we get this thing called a ski boot fracture. So all the torque, if that ski edge catches and goes to the outside or inside, that torque goes right through the tibia. So we see a lot of tibia fractures in young skiers, and then we see a lot of knee injuries for the same reason. Snowboarding, a little different, right? Their boots are softer, a little easier to get an ankle injury. Sometimes they'll get knee injuries as well. But for snowboarders, almost always it's wrist injuries. So they catch an edge.
I hear that a lot, or even your spleen, surprisingly.
Yes, so they can fall in any abdominal trauma. If they hit a rock or hit a hard patch of ice, they can have an abdominal injury where they have a spleen injury or something like that.
When it comes to things like sledding, a lot of families like to do that. They take for granted some of the safety. I actually have my kids wear helmets when they go sledding.
Great.
But would you suggest that? And you can't really enforce it, but maybe it's something to keep in mind?
Yeah, I mean, if they're getting pretty aggressive with their sledding, I think it's not a bad idea to have a helmet on. Things that we see is sleds going into objects, whether that be a car, a fence, a tree. So one of the worst foot fractures I've ever seen was from a sledding injury where the kid wasn't able to bail off of the sled and hit a tree right onto the heel and had a really significant fracture in the foot. So making sure that there are objects down below them on the ski or the sledding hill is really important.
My brother-in-law, in fact, actually broke his collarbone. I mean, because you think you can be playful and aggressive on the sled, even though a lot of injuries happen, just a simple thing of sledding. Where can we find more information? And would you also suggest maybe strength training before kind of the ski season or something before you do an activity?
Yeah, absolutely. Ski conditioning classes have become very popular, and I think it's a great idea to do for kids, just like we are doing for the adults as well. If you want to learn more, we have a pediatric sports medicine website at the University of Utah that you can go on and look up some information.
U of U Health, right there, that information on your screen, their website and their phone number. We'll put a link on our website as well. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you.